Hello friends, this reflection is for the third Sunday of Lent. It's getting real, right? I know. And oftentimes we know with our Lenten journey, sometimes we set the goals, we slip up, but you know what? We can always pick ourselves up every time we fall, right? Let's recap what has happened so far. In the first week, we hear about the theme of the desert, in which Christ calls us to spiritual combat. He wants us to fight Satan at his own game by resisting him, just as he did for 40 days and 40 nights. Secondly, we look at the transfiguration, and we hear the theme of transformation, in which Christ wants to transform our souls to be more like him. This week, it's a little change of pace here, and a little change of consideration. For the third week of Lent, we hear the gospel account about a woman that's by the well, and of course she had 6 marriages, and she encounters Jesus. And Jesus, of course, he wanted to get a drink of water after a long journey, which is common. And at the time, here in Philadelphia, we have a thing called Philly tap water. Long ago, it never existed. But the water that Jesus drinks is from the well. And this woman encounters Jesus, and she had no idea who he was. What does this account tell us? Often in our journey, we thirst for Christ. Even Christ said that he thirsts. Even St. Teresa of Calcutta shared an encounter about thirsting for Christ during the times when she went through great spiritual suffering. If you have not read that work, I strongly encourage you to do so. On our spiritual journey, we thirst. And it's in that journey we thirst for Christ. Likewise, Christ thirsts for you. Yes, he even said it at the cross. Now, it's common, when somebody is thirsty, we give them something to drink, right? But for Christ, when he hung on the cross, we say that he thirsts, and the soldiers thought, oh, you just probably need a vinegar to drink or something around that, or something around those lines. But in reality, Christ thirsts for our souls. Pope Benedict XVI reflected on this passage by saying, she thirsts for life itself, and that all the assuaging that she seeks and finds cannot slake this leaven elemental thirst. There comes to light the real dilemma, the deep-seated waywardness of her existence. She is brought face to face with herself. What happens is this woman encounters Christ. There will come a time that we're going to come face to face with Christ. No one said it was going to be easy. Our souls yearn for him. Our souls thirst for Christ. There are times in our lives where we seek Christ. And most of the time, it's all in the wrong places. But as Ramo Leva Marakakis reminds us, God, who is love, is to give himself to us, thus obeying the deepest law of his nature as love. And he gave himself to us only if he succeeds in kindling within us the light of faith that then provokes in us the yearning for union with him. Love does not hesitate to humiliate himself and make himself a beggar. Even of our brokenness, even of our sinfulness, Christ still thirsts for us. But do we thirst for him? Do we seek him? Do we yearn to be with him? As we navigate this third week of Lent, let us strive to yearn for him in everything that we do. Let us yearn, let us thirst for Christ's saving grace. God bless.